Personal finance to avoid in 2021. That was my man Ben Lafort here. Had written an article in Medium, so I've read Ben before. Let's check him out, shall we? I haven't read this, so we're going to read it together. I'm sure that many of you are eager to leave behind 2020 as I am. As we move into 2021, there are 3 money takes that I think we should also leave behind. You shouldn't spend money on coffee. Focus on passive income, and picking stocks is okay if you put in the work. All right, so he's saying we should also leave those money takes behind. You shouldn't spend money on coffee, so that means you should spend money. Okay, I got that. Focus on passive income. We'll leave that behind. So stop focusing so much on passive income. And picking stocks is okay if you put in the work. I 100% agree. I spend money on coffee. But not Starbucks. I grind my own, right, by using Holler Roast coffee from Living Free in Tennessee. Nicole Williams up at Living Free in Tennessee. So you should get your own too and grind it up. Simple, it tastes better, and get yourself a French press. All right, so in this article, I review why it's best to move these often recycled pieces of advice, move into the trash, and I offer up some alternatives. Enjoy your latte. Confession. When I was a newbie personal finance writer, I was one of the many people who wrote about what a giant waste of money going to a coffee shop is. I'd plug some numbers about the cost of coffee into a compound interest calculator and write about all the money people are losing. There are 2 reasons why I wrote these. I was a crappy writer when I first started out. I was basically repackaging what I read in the large mainstream media platforms and passing it off as a brilliant revelation. That's right, man. When I stopped following content mills and started listening to thoughtful, smart voices in the personal space of finance, my writing evolved and I moved past this. Man, I could not agree more. At the time, I was suffering from financial anxiety. I used to get stressed out every time I had to part with a single dollar because I had a deep-seated fear that I would not be able to make enough money one day. I looked at the money the way Gollum looked at the ring, trying desperately to hold on to that precious. The cause of this anxiety stemmed from a very toxic relationship that sprung up in the aftermath of the financial crisis of 2008. The further I got away from that toxic situation, the better my financial position became, the more I began to loosen my vice grip on my wallet. I'm not saying I spend frivolously, but I can go to a coffee shop with my wife on the weekend without feeling stressed out. Yes, Ben, but a lot of people don't go to the coffee shop just with their wife on the weekend. A lot of people go every single morning. A lot of people stop by Chick-fil-A every single morning. That's just as bad on your wallet as bad on your belly. It's just as bad, man. One of the things we can learn more than anything, living healthy is the best retirement plan there is. I cannot stress this enough. And that just means walking, cooking your own food, maybe intermittent fasting, going on a carnivore diet. Just stop drinking, man. Stop drinking, but just certainly not going to Chick-fil-A and buying coffee. That's just such a bad thing to do. Bad habit. All right. We set aside a certain amount of money every month that we'll call it us fun. He talks about his latte. I don't even know what a latte is. I don't even know what a latte is. That's why I'm a deplorable, because I don't even know. All right, the myth of passive income. Yep, in the past few years, one of the biggest buzzwords around has been passive income. The internet is jam-packed with internet marketers want you to sell on the idea that you can simply listen to them and buy their program, and you can kick back and start generating passive income while I'm in my sleep. The idea of passive income is a load of crap. When we talk about passive income, what they're usually talking about is scalable income. I have a straightforward definition of scalable income. You're not guaranteed to make a cent, but there is no limit on how much money you can make. Come on, man. You got to get that typo right there. You can't have a typo in one of these things right there. But there is no limit on how much money you can make. That's scalable income. That's bad. Look, I know I got typos. I do. Just not as prominent and conspicuous as his. Scalable income is simply pursuing a business. I mean, I could not agree more. 100%. Selling products online, affiliate marketing, starting a podcast are all business pursuits. You can't look at it as passive. It is not passive. Trust me. This is not passive. I know he's just sitting on YouTube. This is not passive, dudes. I'm telling you right now. I read a lot and I report a lot. And I talk a lot with clients. And I mean, I made freaking hella money last year, but I worked my freaking tail off. Wouldn't trade it in. But my goodness, the idea is passive. They all can provide you scalable income, but the furthest thing from passive. Yes, a podcast episode can continuing generating revenue long as it's been released, but you lose sight of two things: all the work it took to create it, and all the ongoing work you need in order to maintain and scale a successful podcast. Yep. You're not going to make a lot of money doing anything without tons of hard work and luck. If someone tries to tell you anything different, run away. Creating scalable income through a business or a side hustle that you enjoy can be a great thing, but going in it with your eyes open. 100% agree. Picking stocks is a losing game. I cannot agree more. One of the most bizarre financial stories of 2020 was the rise of the Robinhood day traders. I don't even know what that is. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a great thing that people are interested in investing in the stock market, but buying and selling individual stocks is not investing, it's speculating. Hallelujah, man. Never liked those courses that they teach in high school and college, personal finance, where you're going to pick a stock and whoever has the most money at the end of the semester will win. That is not personal finance. That's gambling. It's literally gambling. I've never liked that crap. But we're introducing people to the stock market. Yes, you're introducing people in speculative nature of investing in the stock market, but you aren't introducing them into finance and investing, personal investing in terms of building wealth through long-term investment strategies. You're not. You're encouraging speculation, which is the exact opposite of what we want to do. The internet is full of success stories of how people got rich investing in the new stock of the day. This has led many people to believe that they just try hard enough, they can get rich trading stocks too. Kind of like, if you vote harder, Trump will win re-election. If you vote harder, you'll never have Sniffy Joe in there. At some point, it goes against you, man. You just got to deal with it, take your lumps, and move on. The reality is there's a mountain of research and evidence that point out the next to impossible to outperform the average return of the market in a long time. And look, it's just as simple. The market is the average of every single player in the market. So we got a guy making 10, we got a guy making 6. The average, the market is 8. The guy making 10 charges 1%, so he's -1 after fees. He's a 9 after fees. The guy making 6 charges 1%. He's 5 after fees. So now the average after fees is 7.5. You see how that works? 7, right, or 6.5, whatever it was. But it's still now after fees, because the fees are included in the net return. You don't care about the gross return of the market. I mean, you do, but the only thing that matters is how much you keep. Not what you earn, is what you keep. It can be done in the short term, but the most likely cause of short-term success is not skill, but luck, 100%. If you think stock trading is easy, I encourage you to read this 2018 paper by Hendrik Bessembinder from ASU. Do stocks outperform treasury bills? Oh, that's fantastic. He studied the lifetime performance of individual stocks dating back to 26. 60% of all stocks had a lifetime return of less than 30-day treasury bill. I think I read that, actually. I think there's another, but I didn't read it recently. There's another article similar to that. Maybe Med Favor was talking about that. I can't remember. That means that you would have had a better returns if you invested in T-bills than if you invested in the majority of the U.S. stocks since 1926. Yep. 4% of U.S. stocks account for 100% of gains in the U.S. stock market since 1926. That's crazy. The results help you explain why poorly diversified active strategies most often underperform market averages. Yeah, maybe. If you want to beat the market, you have to be poorly diversified. That's just, i.e., you have to be concentrated. That's all there is to it. But the problem is it's just luck. I mean, literally it's luck. What area of the economy or the market is going to take off relative to the market as a whole? And how do you keep picking that year over year over year for full investment life cycle? Let me put the research in the clearest terms possible. If you want to invest in the stock market, don't buy individual stocks because you will probably lose money. If you're going to invest in the stock market, have the humility to realize you're not Warren Buffett and can't even beat the market, so don't even try. Actually, I would say, is Warren Buffett good or is he lucky? Well, the interesting thing about Buffett now is he's a business owner, right? So Berkshire Hathaway literally owns businesses. That's what they do, is they buy businesses. I mean, he's not investing in stocks. He's a business owner. When he invests in the Washington Post and Coca-Cola and things of that nature, when he invests in See's Candy, he takes in literally an ownership stake, and he's not a passive guy. Say, whatever. He takes a role. And I tell you, man, he's not a passive investor. That's for sure. Anyway, good stuff there. I'm gonna put a comment on here to make sure he uh, make sure he where you get responses, fixes that typo. Um, that's good stuff. All right. Anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts. We'll see you.